Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today we are here to share with you our project, a journey propelled by human curiosity, ingenuity, and care for the environment. Embark on a voyage, Agape.
The idea of love, as seen through the possibly overly simplified anthropocentric perspective, has suffered loss of its profound sympathetic provenance. However, this doesn't tell the entire story of this esoteric sense of affection, but rather it underlines the superficiality that humans have evolved to, failing to comprehend the dangers induced by the lack of maintaining and valorizing the right assets. The term agape has its roots in ancient Greece, and it is recognized as the highest out of the 8 declined forms of love, being defined as the sincere love for everything around us, yet going beyond human comprehension.
Its manifestation of endearment, however, seems to have grown apart from most humans, only leaving behind the evidence of its absence. In this sense, Agape tells the story of finding this long-lost form of yearning for humanity and the world around and beyond us. Agape is designed as a sunshade which can be used to combat one of the most dangerous environmental issues, global warming. It will have a main body, which will essentially be the habitable area of the settlement, and it will also have a shading filament responsible for accomplishing its climate objective. So, how does a sunshade work?
A sunshade is a theoretical concept envisioning a structure that can stop a percentage of the sunlight that normally reaches Earth. This would lead to less irradiation, which in turn lowers Earth's temperature. Therefore, a sunshade settlement would be an ideal way to both take action against global warming and be the starting point for future large-scale space missions, paving the way for possible operations throughout our solar system.
That is indeed ambitious. For a structure with such a specific role, its only feasible location would be the Lagrange point 1, which ensures its constant placement between the Earth and the Sun.
Talking about its specific purpose, it also implies having an adequate design. It should focus on fulfilling its role as a sunshade and sustaining human life, creating an Earth-like environment while protecting it from any potential hazardous external factors, such as radiation or space debris. Its outside design consists of 4 major components, each of them playing a crucial role in ensuring that all of our objectives are met.
The first component is represented by the sectors, which are the structural and functional center of the settlement. Seeing as these are the habitable areas, they will have the internal structures of cylinders, this being the most effective geometric shape for generating artificial gravity. Next, the central axis, which is the functional core of the settlement, being the source of locomotion and energy distribution.
The walls of these structures will follow a sandwich arrangement having 3 layered materials. The outer layer focuses on protecting the structure from possible damage, the intermediate layer on supporting the load of the settlement, and the inner layer on isolating the internal environment from external factors and marking a passage between the two. Their materials were established through a complicated process based on analyzing their attributes, normalizing them, adding them up, and finally comparing them based on the needs of each layer. This resulted in an outer layer made of Kevlar, an intermediate layer composed of Dyneema, and an inner layer composed of carbon fiber reinforced polymer.
And what about the 2 remaining components? You mentioned 4.
Those would be the filament and the solar panel array. The filament is the main component of Agape, which essentially differentiates it from a normal satellite and turns it into a sunshade. As it will have a large total area, it will be structured as a thin filament divided into multiple circular modules following a spiral folding pattern. The solar panel array will connect to outer radii of the cylinders and is designed in order to maximize our energy production rate and take a step towards discovering a new solution for protecting ourselves against radiation. Concentrating solar power, also named CSP, harnesses the sun's heat by reflecting it onto a central point using mirrors, generating steam to power a turbine and produce electricity. Photovoltaics, or PV, utilize semiconductor material, typically silicon, to convert sunlight directly into electricity, while quantum ionization materials, like quantum dots, absorb ionizing radiation and convert it into electrical energy, increasing the efficiency of solar energy conversion.
And now that we talked about the general idea of our settlement and its external particularities, let's get inside of it.
Each sector has a particular role. The largest one, Sector 4, is going to represent the main residential area and is being catered towards making the settlement suitable as a living space. The third sector will be made up primarily of industrial zones and a few residential zones for the region's workers and their families. The second sector is focused on replicating Earth's environment, and the first sector, which will be a zero-gravity facility, will be dedicated to learning and recreational purposes.
Talking about human psychological needs, this reminds me, as we expand into space, viral aspects of our lives that greatly influence us mentally and even more physically will need to be regarded as priorities and not be overlooked.
Indeed, a suitable, sustainable environment requires a well-thought life support system. The proper nutrition of the settlers will be ensured by our agriculture center, designed with a dual system merging hydroponics and aeroponics. Additionally, it will be accompanied by a composting and cryogenic storage arrangement. Water and oxygen will be produced chemically in the bioreactors in Sector 3 and will be constantly recycled, creating a closed-loop system.
Since space settlement will likely involve long duration of isolation and confinement, it is crucial to provide various forms of entertainment to keep residents engaged and motivated, as well as ensuring a stable communication network.
For this, we engage in maintaining a constant relationship with Earth, emphasizing on Agape's main purpose. We propose the use of quantum communication, which makes use of entanglement and superposition, two basic features of quantum physics, to facilitate safe and effective data transfer. Additionally, it will be facilitated by a neuromorphic computing hardware that we propose to develop.
Additionally, we propose a genetic experiment catered towards reinforcing the resistance and adaptability of humans. First, we are going to extract a DNA fragment containing the gene of interest from a tardigrade genome and another one from a retrovirus. Afterwards, we are going to cut them in specific regions using endonuclease and stick them together using ligase. We are then going to insert the newly obtained recombined DNA fragment into a retrovirus made inoffensive and then insert it in the human tissue by injection. Afterwards, the retrovirus will insert the gene of interest in a host cell, which will not only introduce it in the human genome, but also create multiple retroviruses, which will continue to spread the gene in the entire organism. This experiment will make the future settlers way more resistant, not only to radiation but to other damaging factors from outer space, assuring a better health and a longer life altogether.
As our final remarks come closing in, one question may arise. Why venture into space if we face more significant problems here on Earth?
Agape is the starting point for finding a balance in our species' progress, encapsulating space exploration and our personal responsibility to conserve and protect our home planet, and binding them together and giving them a meaning, a purpose, and a common ground to build on. The goal of the settlement is to address the long-standing issue of global warming while also raising awareness about and bringing forward the critical aspect of environmental conservation, recognizing that a society's prosperity and sustainability can only be ensured by its close relationship with nature.
Evolution and development cannot be reduced only to the idea of blind expansion into the unknown while neglecting the incipient point which laid the foundation for them.
Humanity rises from the ground and reaches for the stars. Nevertheless, as it strives to achieve greatness, it must not become accustomed to estrangement from Earth and recognize that the equilibrium is essential between our home and our next destination, whichever it may be.
Evolution develops our species as a whole, our past, present, and future, and takes us further into time and space regardless of what our next endeavor may propose. This is what the Agape project stands for. We thank you for your attention.